Jamaica.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Connecting the Jamaican diaspora abroad and at home.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story, highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Both sides of the story. Sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Time now for Both Sides of the Story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on Both Sides of the Story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or novex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember. Involve me, and I learn.
You along the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you would die. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. And you, I'll tell you this, I know the things that your elders grew by, and so please help them with your youth. They see the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh. And know they love you.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and 2022 marks the start of the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the fourth day of the fifth month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture, and the International Year of Glass. It's also the fourth day of the first month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. In fact, this week is Hurricane Preparedness Week in the United States. The American Hospital Association is marking May as Mental Health Awareness Month. The month of May is being observed here in Jamaica as National Exporters Month, Child Month, and Education Month. In fact, this week is Education Week, and today is Read Across Jamaica Day. It's Kasinga Day in Namibia. The Crown Prince's birthday is being observed in Tonga. It's International Firefighters Day. Kokumi no Kyujitsu, a national holiday, as well as Greenery Day in Japan, National Youth Day in China, Proclamation of Independence and Declaration of the Republic of Latvia in Latvia, Remembrance Day for Martyrs and the Disabled in Afghanistan, Youth Day in China, and Herden Kings, that's Remembrance Day in the Netherlands. It's Teachers' Day here in Jamaica, and that's why we started out this afternoon with the words of Benjamin Franklin. Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember. Involve me, and I learn. That quotation from Benjamin Franklin is loaded. And we matched that with Teach Your Children by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. The overarching theme being education on this Read Across Jamaica Day and Teachers' Day in this Education Week, part of Education Month. In fact, the month of May is also Workers' Month. I think we neglected to mention that as well. May is also Workers' Month. And let's see, let's make sure we have everybody in there in terms of the observances. Yes. So then, hoy es miércoles, el 4 de mayo 2022, y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones, as we said already. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mercredi le 4 mai 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story. Le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi, de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
Become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye.
All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 4th of May, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
I know the things that you always provide, and so please help them with your they see.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9 from Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those of you who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953. 0330-606-0953. What's on your mind this afternoon? Looking forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story.
Because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you'll feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15.
Combo pack up the feeling best. Sunshine stacks up of the rest. There is no contest is best bet, so we feeling best. Best value to how you're feeling. We got cheesy, too much caramel, French potato chips. Well, come and get it, yeah. Combo pack up, we feeling best. Sunshine stacks up of the rest. There is no contest is the best mix, so we feeling best. Enjoy Sunshine Snacks Combo Pack. Best mix, best value, best mix, so we feeling best.
Thinking about college? Why not consider a degree at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE? For affordable tuition and dedicated faculty, make it a great place to pursue one of our 20 programs. Come join us in picturesque Portland. Visit www.case.edu.jm or call us at 993-5377 to see how we can meet your education needs.
All you'll ever need to know about agriculture in the 21st century, packed into one program. Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie. Farm Talk, showcasing cutting-edge agricultural products, services, and practices. Farm Talk, keeping focus on issues affecting the farming community. Farm Talk, stimulating discourse to propel agriculture as a national tool for development. Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, the farmer's best friend.
When I listen to you in the mornings and the way you interview the people so that us as farmers can really understand, you break it down, it's really powerful.
Wake up to Farm Talk, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Spellers, get ready! The Gleaner's Children's Own Spelling Bee virtual competition is almost here. Sign up now to participate in this exciting competition for prizes and more. Don't miss out on our exciting Spelling Bee Parish Finals starting on May 9th. Visit go-jamaica.com/spellingbee finals/ to sign up or email us at spellingbee@rglgleaner.com for a chance to become the parish champion. Register now.
And so, become yourself, because the past is just a click by.
Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to those who are already on board and messaging us. Wiz J. Robinson says, good afternoon, Dervan, Malcolm, and everyone else. I always love to hear your opening remarks. Thank you, Wiz J. Robinson. Norman Hines says, good afternoon, Sir D and listeners. To you too. Norman Hines. Winsome Hayridge says, good afternoon to you, Uncle Dervan, wishing you a happy Teacher's Day. Thank you very much, Winsome Hayridge. Ambleton Ray says, greetings, Brother Man Dervan. Trust your family and you are still doing great. I'm present for the education, information, and inspiration. Large up all the wonderful teachers on this Teacher's Day, trusting they will keep on keeping on, educating our children the best they can. Guidance to you too, Ambleton Ray. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Hello to Sophia Nemard in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Good to have you join us as well. Thank you very much. And in fact, let's go to the phone lines and come back to more of your messages. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon. Go ahead, please. The world is listening.
Yeah, Dervan. I was speaking about our motto. You know what is our motto, Dervan?
Yes, it hasn't changed. It's the same.
Oh, that's many. One people.
That's what it is.
Yes. and as I have pointed out, we have more than 60% of our people, which is a mixed percent. That is why we have that motto. And from my understanding and what I have read, Dervan, when you decide to have mixed race, and a lot of intelligent countries and people know this, it comes when you decide to mix what was created originally. There must be consequences. It comes with consequences. If you take a donkey and a horse and mix it, you get a mule, and the mule it come with consequences. It come with complications. The mule cannot reproduce. Every race, we have the cat family. We have the tiger, the leopard, the panther. They don't go around and mix with each other. The animal know better. The human race now, they go along and then mix with various ways. The enslaved mix with those who slave them. When you continue to mix in this way, Dervan, the consequence, what we are seeing here, and experience our problem is just symptoms of this mixing that takes place. Symptoms, if you read a lot.
No, we I don't know how we can come to that kind of conclusion without the kind of research and study that is required in order to investigate if there is in fact an impact, and if so, the nature and extent of the impact. So what you're practicing right now, is pure speculation.
No, if you look at all successful nations, then Dervan, that are successful, wealthy successful nations, these nations, their mixed race keep at a very minimal, some even under 5%. You cannot show a highly mixed race country in the world, which is successful.
I can think of one.
Which one is it?
Jamaica, land we love. And I say that with no water in my mouth.
So that Jamaica is a successful country?
Absolutely.
It is successful with 75% of deteriorating road with infrastructure.
You have no evidence that says 75% of our roads have deteriorated or are deteriorating. There's no evidence of that.
But it is evidence that we are using more than 60% of our taxes to service debt.
And
that is success.
Yes, we can pay back our debt, and we have never defaulted on our debt here in this country.
We know why we never defaulted, because we left our domestic affairs to deteriorate, like our roads, our hospital, and our schools, and our education system.
I don't know about anybody deliberately. I don't know about anybody deliberately leaving anything to deteriorate. Who would want that? Who gets plaudits for leaving things to deteriorate? And therefore, why would one who wouldn't mind getting plaudits deliberately set out to cause our infrastructure to deteriorate? Why would somebody set out to do that?
Because they are busy servicing debt with the money that should be used to do all these domestic to take care of our domestic affairs. I don't know what we see around why we can't say we are successful. What is it that we have accomplished?
We choose to see what we want to see when we want to see what we want to see.
Yes. What we are seeing from what we are looking at, Dervan, when you have more, as I was saying, when you have more than 60% of your race, it's crossbreed.
We have absolutely no evidence of that. Zero evidence of that. Zero of all that you're saying. Zero evidence.
Zero evidence.
Zero.
Out of many one people, isn't there one?
Yeah, we've talked about that already. Yes, that's an undeniable fact.
And we just say it because it's for saying sake.
It is our motto, out of many one people. When you read the history of this country, you get an appreciation for all the people who came. That's a book from first form. I still have it in my library at home. The people who came from all different places.
Do you know what percentage of those that was enslaved here crossed with the slave master? How can you get...
There is no evidence of that, no data that can tell you that.
How can you get unity from that result? How can you get loyalty from that result? Or you can get...
Ask the great Dr. Martin Luther King, who was inspired by the harmony he saw when he came to Jamaica on multiple occasions. He used to frequent Jamaica, and he saw what a lot of us living here couldn't see. He saw a harmonious society.
And Nick, when you visit Jamaica as well, and if you, I can beg you, Dervan, if you take the people from Jamaica and put them in Singapore, that is doing well now, and you take the Singaporean them and put them in, and you take the Singaporean them and put them in Jamaica, they will take Jamaica in a couple of years.
No, you have no way, either way, you have no way of knowing how things will pan out.
The people here, they will, in a few years, they will run down Singapore to a third world country.
And so they are the ones who are running down the United States right now, and running down England, and running down the UK. These are countries that have been paying homage to Jamaicans for the contribution that Jamaicans have made to the United States of America, to Canada, and to the United Kingdom. Now, those are facts.
Yes. And when they are in Jamaica, Dervan, look at the state of affairs Jamaica is in today. Are you satisfied after 60 years that we have reached a situation that we have in Dervan after 60 years at what they say independent?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Are you satisfied with the situation that we are in?
Nobody who is about excellence can ever be satisfied with anything, because we're always looking to move to a higher level. Always. We don't live in a perfect society, much less a perfect world. Everything in its proper context. There are good things and bad things that have happened and are happening in our country. It didn't start yesterday or last night or 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. It's been going on for a long time. But in all of this, what has been remarkable and undeniable is the resilience of the Jamaican people. The things that we as Jamaicans have been through and are still going through and can still hazard a smile.
Yeah, you know what Jamaicans suffer from mostly, we suffer from here mostly is the lack of leadership, good quality leadership. That is the major part of our problem here. Good leadership. And you know, in 1980, Grant Adams was the Prime Minister of Barbados. And Grant Adams, so Grant Adams now visited Jamaica and was making a speech at the University of the West Indies. And Grant Adams in that speech stated that the Bajan were more intelligent than Jamaicans.
And there is no evidence. You continue to repeat these falsehoods. There's absolutely no scientific data to back that up. That's just that's rumbar talk. That is rumbar talk. And we must stop doing that to our people. We're not a perfect people. We have those among us who need to be exorcised. But we still have our fair share of men and women of integrity and decency and brilliance and genius in this country. And we must stop deliberately trying to beat down our people. We are better than what you say we are.
And what have these brilliant people done while the politicians deteriorate the country, Dervan, whatever leadership they provide to the people, while the leadership of the country in disarray? These brilliant people.
Do you know the meaning of the words you're using?
Yeah, what have they done while the country in this state? These people that you describe, what have they sit back and done? What are they doing while the politicians lead us down a road that lead us down this path. What have these people done, Dervan?
What have you done?
Yeah?
What have you done?
They have failed the masses.
What have you done?
Try to let them be aware of what is going on.
Be aware of what? What is going on?
While they were busily squabbling about political who wear green shirt, or wear orange shirt, the same politician that they were calling about.
One moment, please. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. The Pesticides Control Authority, PCA, of the Ministry of Health has been onboarded to the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, J-SWIFT. Effective April 11, 2022, the Pesticides Control Authority, PCA, has been facilitating online applications of all import permits for pesticides, herbicides, fumigants, and other related products. Traders and their agents will now be able to make online application to obtain both pre- and approved permits, and also make payment for the PCA import cess. Benefits include a single application for multiple items within the same shipment, faster processing, increased convenience, and the ease of doing business. The PCA import permit service now on J-SWIFT.
Healthy habits start with washing your hands several times daily with soap and water. If soap is not available, then use Benjamin's hand sanitizer and use Benjamin's rubbing alcohol for frequently touched surfaces to help prevent the spread of germs and viruses. Don't touch your face with your hands or rub your eyes. Any virus on your hands can make you sick, so wash your hands frequently. Your health is in your hands. Stay healthy with Benjamin's, a trusted name for over a century. Advantage General Insurance Company wishes to advise the public that their new Kingston branch and claims offices at 4 to 6 Trafalgar Road has moved to 70 to 72 Lady Musgrave Road. Advantage General Insurance Company looks forward to serving you at 70 to 72 Lady Musgrave Road. Advantage General Insurance Company, a revolutionary digital experience awaits.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years. That's right. Join us on Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Compliments of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, educating, advocating, empowering. Under the Law, Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Thanks for holding. Please continue.
Yes, Dervan. In the 90s, I believe a company, I don't know if I have the name correct, a company by the name of Maran, they come here and purchase Jamaica Public Service. And the time they purchased the Jamaica Public Service, these people filed for bankruptcy. I believe it's an American company, and they filed for bankruptcy in America. And by the time they sold Jamaica Public Service and was leaving Jamaica, they was not bankrupt again after having rip-off, as much rip-off these people do, or their people complaining.
I don't know of anybody ripping off anybody. If you know of people violating the law and ripping off people and you have evidence of that, take action. Do something about it.
Left, right, and center about their JPS bills.
And we are still complaining about JPS bills to this day.
And did you know that, Dervan, while Courts Court company was successful out here, the parent company bankrupt in England?
Which company?
Do you know that?
Which company?
Court Jamaica Limited. You know that?
No, I don't know about Courts. I know about there's another name for the company.
The parent company, of course, was from England. You know that while the parent company, the head bankrupt in England, they have branches in Jamaica and the Caribbean flourish because they have the opportunity to come in countries like this. Not only them, but as a utility company. Come here and can do as they like and rip off.
That's not true. That's not true. Nobody can do as they like. The Jamaica check the regulations, check the act, check the laws, the Jamaica Public Service Company is one of the most to put it in simple terms, one of the most watched organizations from a legal standpoint. They cannot get up and do as they please. That's just a fact.
Who is it that regulating them?
What do you mean, who is that are regulating them? The Office of Utilities Regulation.
Come on, Dervan. And who pays the Office of the Utility Regulation? What do you think pay them?
What do you mean, who pays office? The government of Jamaica.
The government of Jamaica pay them?
Yes.
All right. I am told that it is the utility company who pay them.
The utility companies, like any other entity doing business in Jamaica, must pay one way or another, whether in form of taxes or fees, etc. That's just a fact of life.
Yes.
So there's nothing laughable or magical about that.
Yeah. And you think the Jamaican public have any confidence in the OUR? That they have been regulated fairly?
Express yourself. If you have no confidence in the OUR, go ahead and say that. I don't know that you can speak on behalf of the people of Jamaica.
You have never heard complain about the OUR, Dervan?
Complaining about what?
About how unfair the OUR regulate these people.
The OUR was not set up to necessarily protect. Listen carefully. The OUR was not necessarily set up to protect only the interest of the people. There are also, whether we buy into it or not, or believe it or not, or like it or not, as it stands now and has stood for some time, the Office of Utilities Regulation has not been established to serve only the interest of the people. They are supposed to examine the books of the utility companies and whatever else they need to examine to make sure that they are operating within the confines of the law. And if the people raise an issue that requires some investigation, they investigate the matter. But they can only make a decision on the basis of the evidence before them.
If they are regulating the phone company properly, the phone company will tell you that they are selling you a 5-year plan. And in fact, an unlimited plan for 5 days. And that plan, the unlimited plan that is selling for 5 days can be done in a day or 2 days. If they were properly regulating this phone company, they would know that they're selling something which is not. Is that they say it is?
And there's the Fair Trading Commission, the FTC. Have you ever heard of that organization?
Yes, and the Consumer Affairs Commission.
The Consumer Affairs, this is where now I know that you're really just running up your mouth. Because if you're paying attention to the facts and the evidence, and you can check this, the Consumer Affairs Commission has more than 90% success in resolving complaints brought before it by consumers. It's in fact, I think I'm robbing them of some percentages. More than 90% of the cases that have been brought before the Consumer Affairs Commission have been effectively dealt with.
I don't know what other cases brought before them, Dervan.
You don't need to know that there are consumer matters. Don't you know what consumer matters are?
Yeah, and what are these cases and which company are these cases from?
Go to or call the Consumer Affairs Commission. They'll supply you with the facts.
And I don't know if one of these cases are from utility company or from a man that shot down the street.
If you really want to know, go and do your homework. I've done mine.
Yes. So, as I was saying to you, Dervan, over the years, the country suffer from lack of good leadership in politics. And there's no doubt about that, and I'm quite sure a lot of people would agree with that. That is the main part of our downfall, or where we are now, is because of the type of leadership that we have over the years. as it goes back, it is clear that these type of people here, they are not patriotic.
Who is these type of people here? To whom are you referring? These type of people here.
When you have this, it is saying that. What studies is saying that?
Which studies?
The studies that we have done, and when you
Who did those studies?
When you have so many mixed race.
There, and you're coming back with that falsehood again. I think we have had enough. I think we have had enough. No, I think you have been given more than enough time. I almost said more than enough rope, but more than enough time. I'm sorry. Let's leave it there for now. Thank you very much. This is your program. Yes, it is your program. And yes, it is both sides of the story. But we have to manage. We have to manage the program. And that's exactly what we're doing. We have given the caller more than enough time. And he keeps going back to a falsehood where there's no evidence that what is not right with Jamaica that is happening is as a result of mixed races breeding or something like that. I mean, really, no. Oh, where do we go now? 876-922-4112-5. It's very easy for people to jump on the bandwagon for whatever reason and to say all kinds of things, especially when they're not true. All kinds of things about our people and our country. Why are we so quick? Why? And let's make it clear. Let's make it clear. We have an interest in this country. We have a vested interest. And we are free to criticize and to be critical of ourselves and our country. But one of the biggest problems in the world today is extremism. Extremism. Now, that is when it becomes problematic, when you start going to extremes. Extremism, that's what we have to guard against. Extremism. Right. Sophia Nemard, good afternoon to you. We see you online. Thank you. Norman Hines, back at it, he says. Inga Gibson says, blessings and love to all. Good afternoon. Rani Bell says, good day, blessings to you, my teacher. Paul in Philadelphia, good day to you. Welcome. Blossom Ivy says, good afternoon, my teacher. Bless up yourself. Love always. Paul in Philadelphia says, happy Teachers Day to the hardworking and dedicated Jamaican teachers. Ambleton Ray says, yes, Dervan, large up our Jamaica. We've come a far way, and I love this Jamaica 100. Some people are so negative. Well, we have never put it in that context because we need both positive and negative. If we didn't have both positive and negative charge, we wouldn't have light in the studio. That's just a fact of life. So it's not about positive versus negative. It's just people being reasoned and reasonable and rational. Reasonable, rational, you know those terms and what they mean. That's where it's at. But it just can't be to just run your mouth just like that for the sake of running your mouth and beating down the country. And again, once again, I say it, we're free to criticize. This is our country. We're free to criticize our people and our country. But the problem is when we go to extremes. As you always hear us say on this program, when, for example, people say the government past and present have done nothing for Jamaica. Now, how do you expect people to take you seriously when you say something like that? That's just not true. That is just not true. And so we need to be mindful of these things. Otherwise, instead of gaining support, we're going to lose support when we make these calls to talk shows, because then we are going to be automatically showing up ourselves without even trying. Back in a moment.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
A success story, yeah.
The Manee College, your opportunity for success, is now accepting applications for the following programs: Associate of Applied Science in Agro-Processing and Business Management, and Bachelor's of Secondary Education in Mathematics. The Manee College, Manee St. Anne, 9730489, or visit www.maneecollege.edu.jm. Apply now.
With almost 2 years of charting destinies.
Afternoon, Paul. One moment, please. One moment,
With
please.
strong leadership and teacher training, we influence careers outside the classroom. We are a Jamaican institutional treasure with an impact felt globally. We are the Micro University College. Call us or visit our website and discover your path to excellence. Apply today.
No.
Micro University College, the classroom.
Stand by, please. We're coming to you after the commercial break.
Wishes to advise the public that their new Kingston branch and claims offices at 4 to 6 Trafalgar Road has moved to 70 to 72 Lady Musgrave Road. Advantage General Insurance Company looks forward to serving you at 70 to 72 Lady Musgrave Road. Advantage General Insurance Company, a revolutionary digital experience awaits.
Your taxes hold the key.
Tax Administration Jamaica presents Make We Talk Tax, Wednesdays at 3:15 p.m. on both sides of the story, a program that educates and informs taxpayers of the various payment options and services available at Tax Administration Jamaica and the ease of doing business. Make We Talk Tax is a production of Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Stories from Jamaica and across the world, keeping you informed on the issues of the day and more. It's Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm, weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Learn interesting facts and trivia. Participate in lively discussions on affairs locally and internationally. Hear the stories of business, philanthropy, and more from Jamaicans at home and abroad on Both Sides of the Story. Come tell your side of the story. Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm, on a mission to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Weekdays 2 to 5 p.m. live on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Come on, your dreams. The one they fix. The one you know by.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's go to Paul in London, who is on the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Hello, well, it's minutes to 9 o'clock, minutes to 9 o'clock, 12 minutes to 9 in the night in the UK, 12 minutes to 3 o'clock in the afternoon here.
That's right, everyone. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
I am giving thanks for life, and you?
Yes, giving thanks the same, man. Giving thanks. I'm listening to you like I listen every day. And I get a few other people from time to time who I tell them about this program, and they do tune in, and which I really appreciate. But listening to you and that person from time to time, and especially a while ago, give some of these people the country to run. I wonder if they could run it any better.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to appreciate one another and understand that, look, people are not perfect. There ain't no perfect people in this world. And the Prime Minister is doing what he thinks, not only
his own. He have advisors. And, people need to broaden their mind and understand that, I keep hearing so many people bad mouthing of the system and Jamaica and all this thing. But, give them the chance to run the country. I wonder if they could do any better. I wonder if you could ask them that question next time. Do you want the opportunity to run the country? I wonder if you could do it any better. Or wonder if you're saying all these things and all the. Yes, there are criticism in everything. But I wonder, those are my points, and I wonder if they could.
That remains to be seen, because they would first need to get involved in the process, and a lot of them don't want to get involved anyway. They want to just be able to stay on the sidelines and talk.
Absolutely. Another quick point. I know that COVID has thrown a lot of things in the dark for a while. I remember the last time you've been here, but I was just thinking to myself last night, I need to find out from you if there's any plans of you coming this side for this year.
Well, that's one of the most frequently asked questions since the relaxation of the protocols. What I do know is on Friday, this Friday, the 6th of May, we will have it will be a hybrid launch, meaning face-to-face and virtual. The launch of the official launch of the Jamaica 60 Diaspora Conference.
That's right.
Right. So there is that. So that launch is on Friday morning. Will be streamed all over the world, so that members of the diaspora will be able to follow. And there have been small launches in where you are in the UK, in Canada, in New York, and I think there are one or two others to come. And as of now, I am yet to be invited to any of those countries, whether USA, UK, or Canada.
Well, I'll tell you something. I have a few plans, and I don't really want to share them publicly.
Yes.
But I was hoping to speak to you off here and get you integrated in it, and see if you could be a part of it, and take it a bit further, and hear your side of it. But I would have to call you off here and put it to you and hear your views on it.
Sure,
but,
we can talk off air.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But just to come back to that gentleman, I don't want to use the word gentleman, because I'm very careful with my words, both with.
You're not alone. The caller, yes.
Male and female, because people need to. I don't even want to say lighten up, but understand that. Look, we have come a long way, Dervan, a long way. Big up to my school up in Frankfield. Before the name was it was Edwin Allen High before. It's Edwin Allen High now, but before it was comprehensive. I really have to say a lot of big up to them. Quite a few years they've been Mr. Dyke and I are literally schoolmates same year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have to say that congratulations to them. I'm very proud of the way they're moving up. But yes, Dervan, I hope and trust that people will gravitate and think more smarter than that. I mean, we have social media. When I was in high school, Even since I come here, I literally hold a phone there. But people now have so much opportunity. And I think they don't use the opportunity. No, I'm not going to say everybody. I'm glad for this opportunity, Dervan, because I can speak to you, just from the touch of a button, anywhere, But I think people are using it a lot of people using it for the wrong reason, and we need to lighten up and understand that. Look, there ain't no perfect people in this world. Nobody's perfect, and we need to take it from there and understand that this is how it is. Appreciate one another, and please, this violence it's the same thing when someone is blamed for something in Jamaica. Everybody is quick for blood. Nobody's saying, I rarely hear anybody saying, peace, brother, peace. Leave it to the law. Let the law deal with it. Or let the good law of men and women deal with it. Everybody's just for blood, It's like one man, yes, we're not perfect. Somebody might, get out the line, do something, and I'm not saying that we should agree with any form of wrongdoings, but if somebody is accused of something, don't trap him up, don't stab him up, don't shoot him down. Get him, held on to him if you can, but at the same time, let the law take its course. You have no right to finish him off, kill him, or do anything like that to him. And I'm saying this because listening to that fella, it's like, I'm not saying that he's one of those person either, but people need to understand there's no perfect person in this world, Dervan. And I'm going to leave it at that because, everybody wants to get a bit of your program every now and then. Yes. And I appreciate the chance I get. And I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and also to members of your staff.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch off air. All the best.
Thank you very much, brother.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Take care. That's Paul in London connecting with us here on the Jamaican diaspora. Oops, there I go. That's a Saturday morning program, right? From the Jamaican diaspora on both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Let's clear a few more messages before we take a few more calls. Martha Laurent in Dominica says, good afternoon to you too. Martha Laurent, good to have you on board. Ambleton Ray says, yeah, we read that one already. Andrew Burke says, good afternoon all. Happy Teachers' Day. Indeed, as we outlined at the start, it is Teachers' Day. Feel free if you want to salute your favorite teacher, your all-time favorite teacher, or perhaps a group of teachers at your old school, etc. Feel free. It is Teachers' Day. Why not? Let's celebrate our teachers. And Ambleton Ray says, yes, Dervan, that's what I meant, going to extreme. I understand everyone has their story, even the dull and the ignorant, both sides of the story. I concur. Thank you for your message, Ambleton Ray from Horton Grove in Hanover. And Ricardo Porteous is shouting out to everybody, including the teachers. Let's check our WhatsApp line now, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Ren Mendez yesterday said, Sir D, you forgot to ask the gentleman for the weather report from the motherland, Ren. Oh, that's I get it. And another one, let's take the break then and come back with more of these messages.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
Trangbach tonic wine is made with 100% natural Jamaican blends of herbs and spices formulated to strengthen the back, settle the nerves, and enhance your sexual performance. Trangbach tonic wine is available in all major supermarkets and wholesale island-wide. For more information, you can call us 876-749-1286, 876-667-0489, or visit us at 53 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Trangbach tonic wine. Straighten your back to make the attack.
All you'll ever need to know about agriculture in the 21st century, packed into one program. Farm Talk with Althea Mackenzie. Farm Talk, showcasing cutting-edge agricultural products, services, and practices. Farm Talk, keeping focus on issues affecting the farming community. Farm Talk, stimulating discourse to propel agriculture as a national tool for development. Farm Talk with Althea Mackenzie, the farmer's best friend.
When I listen to you in the mornings and the way you interview the people so that us as farmers can really understand, you break it down, it's really powerful.
Wake up to Farm Talk, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Both sides of the story.
On Thursday, May 5, Both Sides of the Story with host Dervan Malcolm hits the road again as we journey to St. Anne for a live broadcast from 2 to 5 p.m. at the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church as they celebrate 200 years of Christian witness. And they are launching a special project under the theme Building Resilient Youth that will present Jamaica's children with a documentary which takes a glimpse at the life of Marcus Garvey. This broadcast is brought to you by the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church, celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, in association with First Regional Cooperative Credit Union, where you get interest on your money and interest in you. Island Dairies Limited. Island Dairies is Jamaica's BEST best. Boot Petrol Station, we are boot to go. And St. Anne's Bay Primary School, Garveyites. That's a live broadcast of Both Sides of the Story from the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, 2 to 5 p.m. here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We're terribly sorry to hear of the passing of Paul Miller. So we saw Paul Miller a few weeks ago at the official opening of the new Calabar entrance, the new gate. And he seemed in fine fettle. I'm sorry, terribly sorry to hear that he has transitioned. Condolences to his family, friends, colleagues, neighbors. Sorry to hear that. Let's continue with the messages. So here's one from Clifford. He says, "Hi, Dervan. I hope all is well. Dervan, I was so upset the other day when I saw a girl. Oh, I read this already. The one about the girls' team playing American rush football. Yeah, we read that yesterday, but there was a follow-up today. Dervan, did I hear Lisa Hanna being opposition leader? No, I haven't heard anything like that. Is that your hope, Clifford? Do you think that should happen or that should be the case? Thank you very much for your message. Nonetheless, let's go down the line and clear some of the, separate the messages in terms of those that are relevant to the program now versus those that can be addressed at another time. So we're doing that as quickly as we can. It's a lot of messages, but we're going to get to, okay, here's the first current one from Mrs. Budai. She says, hello, Dervan, wishing all teachers happy Teachers' Day. May they never be daunted by the obstacles they face daily in the classroom, but be encouraged that they're playing a vital role in helping to shape our children for the future. Blessings and be strong, my teachers. Thank you very much, Eileen Budai in St. Thomas, for your message. Natalie Winter from Washington Gardens has shared a video with us. We'll have to try and look at that at another time, Natalie. Michael from Belle Plaine in Clarendon, good afternoon to you. Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Wednesday to you and your listeners. I just want to wish for all the teachers of the Huntstown CCA Benevolent Society, Mount Circuit of Baptist Churches, Huntstown Baptist Basic School, Mount Angus Primary School, and the Mount Angus Baptist Basic School. A very happy Teachers' Day from Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary. Thank you very much, Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary, for your message. Here's another one. Hi, Dervan. I'm really happy for how you handle your callers. Your knowledge allows you to stop people from saying what they wish without being challenged. We have to speak responsibly, especially when we are on air. There are kids listening. Too often callers make statements in this space because of hearsay. Thank God that you are one to sanitize the conversations and help people to think more critically. I am proud of you. Oh, that's very kind of you to say. GBO. Thank you very much for your message. All right, let's go down the line to the other messages now. Thank you, GBO. Precious in New Monkland, St. Thomas says, happy Teachers' Day to you, Mr. Malcolm. I have learned so much from you. Continue to educate, enlighten, and empower us. God bless you, Precious from St. Thomas. Thank you, Precious in St. Thomas. She says, happy Teachers' Day to all the hardworking and dedicated teachers in Jamaica. Your worth is far above rubies. Well done, Precious. Thanks for your message, Precious. Jamaica Love says, so true, Teach. Big up, Jamaica, Sir D. Cuban in Georgia has a lot to say as usual. He says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Sending happy Teachers' Day to you and all the other teachers in Jamaica and CARICOM. Love you all, especially my primary school teacher, Miss Hall of the Kenwright Primary School in Port Antonio, Jamaica. Thanks, Miss Hall, for what you have taught me. For what you have taught me, ma'am. I celebrate you today. Sir Malcolm, we need 2 OURs, then 1 to protect taxpayers and citizens and 1 to defend the big corporations. No, we can't have that. We can't afford that. What we can afford is an organization that is going to examine the facts and the evidence on both sides, meaning from the consumer side and also from the utility companies side. This is terrible, wrong policy by the government, says Cuban in Georgia. He goes on to say, Sir Malcolm, as Bob Marley says, I don't care who the guy is, although he's dead, I'm still going to call them out. Thank you for your message, Cuban in Georgia, via our WhatsApp line, same as the text line, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And again, if there are others who want to convey Teachers' Day greetings to their favorite teacher, past or present, or on behalf of an entire teaching cohort, feel free. It is Teachers' Day. And Faye Weller says, blessed afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. God is good all the time. Sharon Richards says, happy Teachers' Day, Sir Malcolm. Sharon Richards is in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. Thank you very much, Sharon, for joining us. And I think we're going to share a bit of history with you now. How about this? 1494 was the year, and that should pique your interest. 1494. It is the most beautiful island that eyes have ever seen. It is not mountainous, but it is as if the land touched the sky. It is a very large island, larger than Sicily, with a coastline of 800 miles, and it is well endowed with valleys, fields, and plains. It is fertile beyond description, so that both along the coast and in the interior, there are several large, densely populated towns that are close to one. That's how Christopher Columbus described this island of ours when he arrived on the 4th of May, 1494. This was on his second voyage to the New World, which was afterwards called America. Columbus annexed the island in the name of his master and mistress of the King and Queen of Spain. Although he claimed Jamaica for Spain on this day in 1494, it was not occupied until Juan de Esquivel came from Santo Domingo in 1509, and for 146 years, Jamaica remained a Spanish colony. Jamaica was then inhabited by a gentle race of people called the Arawaks or Tainos, but the Spaniards made slaves of them and put them to difficult tasks. The Spaniards treated the Arawaks so harshly that in about 50 years, all of them were dead. They had numbered full 60,000. The Spaniards got slaves from Africa to take their place. He had heard about the island from the Cubans, who called it the land of blessed gold, although Columbus found no gold. He landed at St. Anne's Bay. Columbus named the island Santiago, St. James, but this name did not stick. So that's a reminder of our history as we mark 60 years of independence here in Jamaica. Let's give you a bit of history in New York. 1626, Dutch explorer Peter Minuit landed on Manhattan Island. Native Americans later sold the island, which is at the time was 20,000 acres, for $24 in cloth and buttons. So this was barter, the age of bartering. 1582, 1638, first Director General of New Netherland, born Weasel, when the Duchy of, which was then the Duchy of Cleves, sent by the Dutch West India Company to take charge of its holdings in America, Minuit purchased 1626 Manhattan from the Native Americans for trade goods, costing 60 Dutch guilders, and made New Amsterdam, later New York City. So what is now New York City used to be owned by the Dutch. It used to be called New Amsterdam. Dismissed by the company in 1631, he later entered into negotiations with the Swedes and headed the group sent out to found New Sweden. He was lost in a hurricane in the West Indies. And let's come down the line. A commission of inquiry into the circumstances under which the Kingston Public Hospital was administered started on this day in 1861 at the courthouse in Kingston. It consisted of the Honorable Alexander Fife, the Honorable Robert Hamilton, MD, and the Honorable Alan Carr. The findings of the commission led to the dismissal of most of the staff at the Kingston Public Hospital, the appointment by the Colonial Office of Sir John Peter Grant, who served as governor from 1866 to 1874, the appointment of 35 medical officers in 1868, the appointment of a superintendent medical services and a director of hospitals, and the assigning of medical officers who arrived in the colony to the Kingston Public Hospital as supernumerary medical officers for such a period as the governor in each case determined. So Kingston Public Hospital was under the scrutiny of the administrators of the island of Jamaica back in 1861. Of course, the Kingston Public Hospital was built in 1776, so KPH is as old as the United States of America. There's more after the break.
Is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
I'm all right.
Excellent. So you're good for tomorrow?
Concrete, the high quality concrete for
We're fine, yeah.
roofing, foundation, and road surfacing.
Sure?
Yeah. I don't know what the plans are, but we're fine for tomorrow.
Oh, all right. You and Lolo will be doing. I spoke with him this morning.
So he'll liaise with
you.
During both sides of the story is brought to you by Tax
just take these
Administration
off.
Jamaica, working
Okay.
together to serve you even
Thank
better.
you.
Good. All right, have a good one.
Hi,
You too.
welcome to Make We Talk Tax, a program that educates and informs taxpayers of the various payment options and services available at TAJ and the ease of doing business. In today's episode, we speak on property tax.
We're 30 already. Make her get up here so I can reach tax office early to go pay my property tax. I will boss and I leave it now. I'm want to be the first one in the line.
Down. One already.
Hey, bossy, wait for me. Me glad to see you.
Missy, how we are go so early? 6 o'clock in the morning? No, sir.
Bossy, me I try reach tax office early, before the long line. You go pay me property tax. Me no want them charge me no penalty.
But Missy, you can pay with property tax online. You don't need to go join no long line on a tax office.
What do you know, bossy?
You never know. A real thing, Missy. Some pay my property tax, They use their mobile app to do it. Allah.
Yeah, man, a whole heap of options you have. You can just log in to JamaicaTax.gov.jm, or you can use their mobile app. Or if you use NCB, you can always use them online banking or them collections unit. That's the bus you ever see a drive up and down.
You know what, man, I eat that. Missy, you have one big face smartphone. Come let me show you how you can check how much you owe and make your payment. You got to download the app on your phone for you. Hold on there. All right, see there now. Sign in. Put in your password.
How long? Next string. Bossy, it pay.
Missy, you see, you don't have to pay all that at once. You can make half payment or quarterly payment. If you do half payment, you pay upon April 1 and October 1. If you're going to do quarterly payment, you do April 1, July 1, October 1, and then January 1. If you want to pay in full, you can do that. Not a problem. But me see, remember, you see, any you go pay in the quarterly or the halfly, you have to make sure so you pay within April 1 to 30. So me see, listen, if you pay between April 1 and April 30, you don't have to pay no interest. So make sure you choose your payment plan that works best for you.
We property owners now have no excuse, TAJ give we a whole heap of way to pay with property tax. Let me see if I remember them. 1. TAJ website at JamaicaTax.gov.jm. 2. TAJ mobile app and that of you who have Android phone. 3. NCB online banking. And 4. The mobile collection unit. Hey, me like it, bossy. What you now say? TAJ have so many options to choose from.
They really change how them do business. I mean like that, me see.
Anyway, bossy, thanks.
So me see, you know, bother run the accounts early. Go back home and catch up on your sleep.
One already, two.
Yes, Missy. In Tax Administration Jamaica, we are changing the way we do business by working together to serve you even better. If you have further queries, call the Customer Care Center at 888 Tax Help. That is 888-829-4357, or visit our website at www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. If you are in the USA, call 1-888-GO-JA-TAX. That is 1-888-465-2829. Make We Talk Tax is a production of TAJ's Corporate Communications team. Hoping you'll join us next time on Make We Talk Tax. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
Make We Talk Tax during both
3:30.
sides of the story was brought to you by Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
From north to south, east to west, Island Dairies is Jamaica's best. Milk and ice cream, fruit drinks too. Island makes them just for you, for great flavors, Austin ripe. Sip and stuff back, juice tastes just right. Ice cream flavor so delicious. Our rich cow's milk is so nutritious. Island Dairies is the very best. North, south, east, and west. Island Dairies is Jamaica's BEST best.
Your taxes hold the key. Property owners, property taxes for year 2022-2023 are due. Payments can be made in full, half-yearly or quarterly installments. So many ways to pay. You choose. Online at jamaicatax.gov.jm, the THA mobile app, mobile tax collection unit, and NCB online banking. Call 888-TAX-HELP. That's 888-829-4357, or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm for details. All you'll ever need to know about agriculture in the 21st century, packed into one program. Farm Talk with Althea Mackenzie. Farm Talk, showcasing cutting-edge agricultural products, services, and practices. Farm Talk, keeping focus on issues affecting the farming community. Farm Talk, stimulating discourse to propel agriculture as a national tool for development. Farm Talk with Althea Mackenzie, the farmer's best friend.
When I listen to you in the mornings and the way you interview the people so that us as farmers can really understand, you break it down, it's really powerful.
Wake up to Farm Talk, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app. Purchase a star and you could win $10,000 each week by entering the Star Blitz giveaway on Hits 92 FM. Buy a copy of the Star or a weekend star any day from May 2 to June 10 and check for your serial number. The first person to call me, DJ Rock, on Hits 92 FM the following Monday at 4 p.m. with the serial number and the correct answer to my simple question will win. It's that easy. Call me at 876-920-2053 for your chance to win $10,000 in the Star Blitz giveaway.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. Here's a story of bravery. 1978, here in Jamaica, Laurel Bruce, a personal assistant to Prime Minister Michael Manley, was abducted at his home, locked in the trunk of his car, and driven all over Kingston and St. Andrew. during which the kidnappers committed a number of robberies. They fled when a householder fires a shot at them, leaving Bruce locked in the trunk. He was released when the householder heard muffled sounds and called the police for help. That's a bit of bravery there back in 1978 here in Jamaica. And 1998, the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce resigned from the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ. I wonder how many of us remember that or remembered that. Orain Malcolm, my brother, says, Happy Teacher's Day to a wonderful, talented, skilled comedian teacher in the world. I wish I could give you an award. Blessings. Blessings to you too, Orain. Thank you for your message. Anthony says, yes, indeed, sir. My talk show every time. License Morant Bay. Tombo is the name. All right, Tombo, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you for your message on WhatsApp. All the very best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Just before our next segment, let's give you a quick snapshot of what's been happening so far. So the Gleaner is reporting that the Maldives are backing Senator Johnson Smith for the position of Commonwealth Secretary General. Also making the news, trending in the news on the Gleaner's website, man on bail charged for Harbor Drive shooting. This is something the police talk about all the time. What tends to happen when certain people are granted bail. The story is a man on bail for a gun offense has been charged in connection with last month's shooting of a man on Harbor Drive, Kingston 17. 41-year-old Kevin Scott, otherwise called Bads, a laborer of Franklin Avenue in Kingston 16, has been charged with wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition in relation to an incident on Saturday, April 23. Reports from the Ellitson Road Criminal Investigations Branch are that about 8:20 p.m., the complainant was walking along Harbor Drive in Kingston 17 when a motor car stopped beside him. Scott and another man exited the vehicle and opened fire, hitting him. The complainant managed to escape and was assisted to hospital by the police, where he was admitted in serious condition. Scott was arrested when he reported to the Bull Bay police station on condition of bail for a previous charge of illegal possession of firearm. He was charged in relation to the Harbor Drive shooting on Tuesday, May 3. His court date is not yet finalized. So the police are no doubt saying, here we go again. This is why they're not supposed to be granted bail. But of course, we can't use one brush to paint everybody, because each case should really be treated on its own merit. But we get the point. And we're being told here that British Virgin Islands Premier released on bond in drug case. The Premier of the British Virgin Islands, accused of drug smuggling charges following a U.S. government sting in South Florida, was released today on a $500,000 bond. In a surprise decision, federal court judge Alicia Otazo Reyes in Miami rejected prosecutors' argument that Andrew Foy would flee the U.S. if released pending trial on cocaine charges. Instead, she said he could remain in Miami at the rented home of his two college-age daughters if he and his family surrender their travel documents and he wears an ankle bracelet monitor, as well as pay $500,000 corporate surety bond. Foy, 51, was arrested last week during a U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration sting as he was preparing to board a private jet in the Miami area. More in a moment.
Importers provide proper invoices for customs when presenting goods for examination. This could prevent delays during clearance. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. At both gas station, we are a 24-hour full-service station, a one-stop shopping experience to meet the needs of our valued customers. We have a pharmacy, food store, paymaster, and another retail center to enhance your journey. Enjoy complimentary services from our professional service attendants, windshield cleaning, underbonnet and tire pressure checks. The optimum performance of your vehicle is our top priority. Visit 5 Greenwich Park, Drax Hall, St. Anne. Telephone 076-972-8811. Booth Gas Station. Boot to go.
Combo pack of the feeling best. Sunshine stacks above the rest. There is no contest, is the best mix, so we feeling best. Best value to how you're feeling. We got cheesy, so much caramel crunch, potato chips, well come and get it, yeah. Combo pack of the feeling best. Sunshine stacks above the rest. There is no contest, is the best mix, so we feeling best. Enjoy Sunshine Stacks Combo Pack. Best mix, best value, best mix, so we feeling best.
both sides of the story.
On Thursday, May 5, both sides of the story with host Dervan Malcolm hits the road again as we journey to St. Anne for a live broadcast from 2 to 5 p.m. at the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church as they celebrate 200 years of Christian witness, and they're launching a special project under the theme Building Resilient Youth that will present Jamaica's children with a documentary which takes a glimpse at the life of Marcus Garvey. This broadcast is brought to you by the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church, celebrating 200 years of Christian witness in association with First Regional Cooperative Credit Union, where you get interest on your money and interest in you. Island Dairies Limited. Island Dairies is Jamaica's BEST best. Petrol station, we are boot to go at St. Anne's Bay Primary School, Garveyites. That's a live broadcast of both sides of the story from the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, 2 to 5 p.m. here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services. Environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. doing Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. One of our senior business development executives, Vivette Malcolm, had an idea and shared it with us. She felt that it's about time we start featuring those behind the scenes, for example, at an event like Champs, to get some insights into the people who operate in the respective positions as marshals, as starters, etc. And I thought it was a brilliant idea. Sorry we didn't get to do it during the time when Champs was on, but better late than never. And we're happy that Arab Hustlin has said yes to our invitation to join us this afternoon here on Both Sides of the Story. Good afternoon, Mr. Hustlin. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Dervan.
And just confirm, how do you pronounce your surname?
Well, actually, I have a very long name.
Oh.
So my name is Carlton Harriet Fuplin, but in the track and field world they call me Arab because Fuplin is from the Greek word like the same like Saddam Hussein.
Oh.
So my father is from the Arab, North Africa,
I
which
see.
is Egypt.
So your full name is Carlton Harriet, you said?
Yeah, Harriet Hoopling, like the Reverend Gary Harriet.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's related to my mother's side of the family.
So you're popular sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's how the double barrel name comes in.
And you're popularly known as Arab.
Yeah, Arab in the track and field world.
Yes.
And in football, because I'm also a football referee, I officiated 15 years in the Premier League panel with all the FIFA referees between 1994 and 2013.
That's very impressive. Where in Jamaica are you originally from?
Well, I was born at Maxfield Avenue, 90 Maxfield Avenue. That would be presently a place that they call Rome, just above Russell Road.
Yes. And what sparked your interest in sports in the first instance?
Well, as somebody who benefited from government schooling and scholarship, I thought more or less that my love and passion for track and field started when I usually run the 800 meters for my high school then. And then by the time I was doing GCE, I was invited to officiate at Champ when Merlin, Ati, and Jacqueline Hughes and those girls. So I started out in the call room.
But why did they choose you? You because you had prior training, was that it?
I guess because they saw me in the area, wanting to learn, and they saw me observing something as a student, and they said that I would make a good official in the future. And then my love, my passion, my drive, my enthusiasm, I think everything just rolled up into one, and it was a great decision for me, and it was easy for me to just delve into it wholeheartedly.
Yes. So as a starter assistant, what is your primary function?
Well, first thing to do is, like in any spheres of life, once you're performing, then you need to know the rules under which you're performing under.
Yes.
So the starter's assistant would fall under Rule 130 in the World Athletics Manual, Handbook Manual. So the starter's assistant, the starters would fall under Rule 129, and the starter's assistant would fall under Rule 130. So the both of us work hand in hand. One cannot do without the other. So we complement each other.
So like you alternate, like who's going to start this race or that race? Is that how you do it?
No, that is the duty of the start era coordinator and the chief starter. They both of them in collaboration decide who will start, who will record. Presently, that is being done by Mr. Ludlow Watt, who is my track and field boss and the chief starter.
Is that a real gun that you use to send off the athletes?
Well, the recall gun that we use in Champ was actually real gun, 38, and they use blank bullet, 38 blank bullet. But the gun that we use, the official electronic gun, is the same one that they use at the World Championship and the Olympics.
I see. So
you don't use that gun to record. The live gun or the real gun is used to do the record by the recorder.
I see. So you have to have a license then?
Well,
in order to operate?
Yes, and a permit.
Yes.
Like on a permit.
Okay. I see. And what determines which meets or events you get to perform at? Who makes that decision?
That decision is made by the chief starter.
Okay.
And it's based upon your years of experience, your technical proficiency, your ability to be focused, and to just adhere and make sure that the rules are complied with, under the Chartered Assistant Guidelines, which is Rule 130, as I said previously. And we should ensure that athletes are competing in a correct heat or race, and that their number bibs are properly worn and things like that.
So it's not just firing a gun. You have to scrutinize the athletes from head to toe.
Yes, man, because the starter can, as a matter of fact, most people would know, but the starter has to get the signal from the starter's assistant before he goes up on that rostrum.
Oh.
So because we are the person who gathers the athletes and to make sure that the athletes are in their correct lane or position, we assemble the athletes approximately, well, the book is 3 meters behind the start line, that and in their assigned lane. When that is being completed, then we will signal to the starter that all is ready.
Yes.
And then the starter takes up his position on the starting rostrum.
In what invariably acts as a trigger when someone falls start? What are the different reasons or happenings which cause you to fire the second gun?
Well, there are many reasons, but I'll give you the most popular and the most technical one. That is where an experienced starter assistant now would come in to assist the starter and the recall starter. Because, for example, there are 2 different types of start. There is a false start and there is a faulty start. So a faulty start is one that solely relies on the block or the starting equipment or the starting apparatus, while a false start is committed by the athletes themselves.
How are you able to detect? What kind of technology is that? How are you able to detect the slightest movement?
Well, it's simple because we have a start information system that we use at our track meet. And that start information system is attached to all the blocks. And so any movement or sound or any movement of the feet or of the pedal on the block, that will be registered on the computer. Because when the gun is fired, the start information system releases the reaction time for all the blocks, all the athletes, and then you can use that in terms of appeal, or somebody might be questioning whether they fall started or not, and also to look at the reaction time. Yes. Because if you know that the reaction time, if it's when the reaction time is less than 0.100 seconds, then that indicates a possible false start.
Oh. And then who's the person now who walks towards the lane and holds up a card?
That is being done by the starter, the assistant, on the advice of the starter. Okay. Because in terms of disciplinary matters, whether a yellow card, a diagonal yellow card, or the diagonal red and black card for disqualification, the starter is the one who has the final call. So you go to him for his, after consulting with the start information system, and then the decision, a consensus is arrived at in conjunction with the start information system, the reaction time, and then decision is made by the starter, who gives you the instruction and say lane 2 or lane 3, yellow or red.
Oh. Now, my impression is that our people have mastered the art of managing track and field events at every level in every sport that is administered here in Jamaica.
Yes, we have.
How can you say from your own experience and what you have read and heard and learned as to when did we get to this stage where we are so good at expertly managing track meets, executing track meets, hosting track meets in Jamaica? Please answer that question when we come back from the break, because that's definitely something that our Jamaicans excel at. One moment, please. How many more? Okay.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
The Pesticides Control Authority, PCA, of the Ministry of Health has been onboarded to the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, J-SWIFT. Effective April 11, 2022, the Pesticides Control Authority, PCA, has been facilitating online applications of all import permits for pesticides, herbicides, fumigants, and other related products. Traders and their agents will now be able to make online application to obtain both pre- and approved permits, and also make payment for the PCA import cess. Benefits include a single application for multiple items within the same shipment, faster processing, increased convenience, and ease of doing business. The PCA import permit service now on J-SWIFT.
Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services. Environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
On Thursday, May 5, both sides of the story with host Dervan Malcolm hits the road again as we journey to St. Ann for a live broadcast from 2 to 5 p.m. at the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church as they celebrate 200 years of Christian witness. And they're launching a special project under the theme Building Resilient Youth that will present Jamaica's children with a documentary which takes a glimpse at the life of Marcus Garvey. This broadcast is brought to you by the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church, celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, in association with First Regional Cooperative Credit Union, where you get interest on your money and interest in you. Island Dairies Limited. Island Dairies is Jamaica's BEST best. Boot Petrol Station, we are boot to go. And St. Anne's Bay Primary School, Garveyites. That's a live broadcast of both sides of the story from the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, 2 to 5 p.m. here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, on this Teacher's Day in this Education Week. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Our guest is Mr. Carlton Harriet Huslin, otherwise known as Arab for short. He is one of the starter assistants. In fact, he served as one of the starter assistants at the recently concluded Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships. And no doubt he has served at many sporting events. And as you heard, he also has an interest in football in terms of his capacity as well as a referee. Right, going to the break, Mr. Huslin, you were telling us, well, I was asking you to give us an idea as to how and why and when did we become so adept at organizing track meets in Jamaica? Has that been something that has emerged and flourished organically, or has it been due to some kind of a structure or system or organization?
Can I go ahead now?
Sure, please.
Yes, it's a structure that has been in place under the auspices of the J3. There's a vice president who is in charge of education and development, Ms. Vilma Charlton. So she's the one who lectures and then, for example, I can speak specifically with the starting group. The starting group at the beginning of every season, we have a seminar, a full day seminar, Saturday or Sunday, before the start of the athletic season. And then we go through the rules, we go to amendments to the rules, we go to modification and anything like that. So every year, the starters group go through a 2-day seminar that is being held with all the members of the starters crew, including the chief starter, all the start referee, the start area coordinator, and all the starters assistants. And then the international program now for some officials started back in 1991 when the then meet manager Glenn Mills started to have J3 courses, segmentation for track umpires, because before I started in the starters assessment group, I was before that a track umpire. So I was a track umpire, and then in 1990, I was seconded to the starting group.
I see. Here's a question coming through from Randy Williams. He says, Dervan, can you please ask him why they are not using more discretion with the false start rule?
Well, that's an unfair comment, because we do use a lot of discretion. For example, in this year's championship, you will notice the amount of green cards that were shown, and that is an example of discretion. We always try to give the athlete the benefit of the doubt in terms of it's better to err on the side of caution than to eject an athlete for any infringements that they might have committed.
Yes.
So we do give athletes the benefit of the doubt most times.
Is the technology now at a place where a decision, any decision that is made is, even if controversial, can still stand, as opposed to being overruled by some organization other than, let's say, for argument's sake, I don't know, you are in the field. What?
No, the more specific in terms of the question.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a sense of where the technology is now and where the rules are now.
Yeah.
If it is less likely to have a controversial reaction to a decision.
Yes, it is less likely, because as I said previously, the start information system assists greatly in making that decision. And once the start information system is up and running and for performing at 100% maximum, then there's no doubt in the decision being made by the starting area or the chief starter. Because we don't just randomly just go out and eject an athlete. We always make sure to consult with the start information system to confirm that what we saw in the race was accurate. So it's less likely for us to eject an athlete just based upon random selection process.
Thank you. Now, we have two phases. We have in season and out of season. It's clear that you get a little busier in season, but is this full-time or part-time work for you? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, well, it's full-time, but I have my official job at the National Work Agency.
Oh, if you don't mind telling us, what's the general area in which you work at NWA?
Planning.
Oh, you're a key man. That's that's a very significant position.
Yes.
I see.
So the track and field and the football and the netball and other sporting.
Oh, netball too? You're a referee for netball too?
No, netball is umpiring.
Umpiring, I beg your pardon.
Yes. And I also qualified as a cricket umpire too with Anthony Lee, former Kasafa treasurer. He was my invigilator as well as the invigilator when I took the referee exam in 1990. But most times cricket and my other sporting passions are overlapped, so I don't do the cricket.
Oh, because I was about to ask you if it is that it's mostly track and field you do these days.
Yes, track and field 90% and football the other 10%.
But no cricket?
No cricket.
Yeah.
And in between that, it interspersed with netball umpiring.
Yes. Which do you, well, it's an easy question now. It's an obvious question. Which do you enjoy most?
Oh, without a doubt, track and field.
Yes.
My passion for track and field knows no bound.
Yes.
And that is attributed mostly to my colleague at the National Work Agency, my team member led by Mr. Norman L. Biggs, who is my manager.
Okay.
With someone like him, he keeps me motivated. He keeps me on top of my toes. And in terms of play with the rules and the regulation, the same question that you just asked me in terms of disqualification, disqualification and faulty start, Mr. Biggs, after I finished the 5 days of track and field, whether football or track and field, once I get back to the office on a Monday, I am drilled by my colleagues in terms of the decision being made.
Okay.
Yes,
I see. So you have to be on top of your game at all times.
And I'm happy for the problems or the trouble that they give me here.
Yes.
Because it keeps me on my toe and I have to be abreast with the laws, the technical amendments, and from time to time. Not only in track and field, but in football. So I have a great team of colleagues here, as I said, led by Norman Biggs. And then I have my bona fide centric brethren, Darren Wright and Sebastian Hall. And then I have the cashier, Sandra Burnett, who is the sister of Burnett, who used to coach Denham Town. So all these people contributed to my love, my passion, and my journey in this endeavor as a technical official.
How far?
I'm not only a technical official, but I'm also an IAAF certified technical official.
That's where I was going next to ask the extent to which you're invited to be a part of technical teams in terms of assistants, starter assistants, etc. For other events other than those happening here in Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Could you say that? I didn't.
No, I was just trying to get an idea of the frequency with which you have been invited to serve as a starter's assistant or otherwise in other countries or in countries other than Jamaica. How often do you get those kinds of invitations?
The last overseas trip I made was in 1991.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yes, but I officiate in every game. The 1991 Junior Pan Am game, I officiate in that. I officiated in the CAC Central American game. I have officiated in the Carista games and the one most recently held and things. So I have done a lot of regional games and Pan American games as a technical official.
Right. And which school did you attend?
I went to Kingston Technical High School, and then I went to St. Andrew Technical to do my A levels.
And so you, because of your experience and your integrity and all of these other good things, you would have to make your decision, whether even if the athlete is a Kingston Technical past student, right? Or a student.
When I'm officiating in whatever capacity, whether track and field or football, those things I forgot which school I go.
Yes.
Yes.
Those don't come into the picture. Go ahead.
No, it doesn't, because when I was doing football, my son was a student at Jamaica College, and I went to Jamaica College and do football matches.
Yes.
And the track team and members of the team knew that my son was attending, but I was a professional.
Yes.
So it's neither here nor there.
Indeed. On that professional note, we're going to leave it here, but it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Mr. Hoslin. All the very best, and we hope to talk to you again in the near future.
No problem, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Same here. Thank you so much. Well done. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
No
Bye-bye. That's Mr. Carlton Harriet Hoslin, Houslin, popularly known as Arab. He is one of the starter assistants who recently served at the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. Now, GPS lines can fall out for a number of reasons. Car accident, people putting trees on lines, or a hurricane. If you see a GPS line down, do not touch it. Don't jump on it. Do not try to move it. Call the professionals at GPS so they can deal with it. GPS is more than happy to sort out the problem once they know it exists. If you try to mess with a falling power line, you can cause damage to yourself. Stay safe. Protect life and property. For assistance, call JPS at 888-225-5577. JPS, powering what matters.
farmers, farm store owners. Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited has all the answers for your farming needs. Tune in every Wednesday during Farm Talk for the feature Farming Today, as we educate you on how to farm smarter. That's Farming Today, every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashenheim Road, Kingston.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello to Angela in Toronto, Canada. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to have you on board. Inez Iona Campbell, good afternoon. Are you in Bridgeport, Connecticut? I think you are. I think so. Jeannie Chambers, good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Always a pleasure to have you join us on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Randy Williams says, Dervan, well, I asked that question already. Or Jajo Karaza says, blessed love to each and everyone listening to the program, saying hi to you, Mr. Dervan. Hi to you too, or Jajo Karaza. Shanique Johnson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Teacher's Day. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. We join you in conveying Teacher's Day greetings on this day. We should also remind you of the free sewing class. Free sewing class. It's a community outreach effort teaching our nation to be self-sufficient. And the flyer says we will be teaching you to sew from curtains, cushions, bed sheets, etc. So we may be able to take care of our families and ourselves. And these free sewing classes are held Monday and Wednesday between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Monday and Wednesday between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Free sewing classes at 4 Herb McKinley Drive, formerly Roosevelt Avenue, and that's in that general vicinity of the National Stadium, 4 Herb McKinley Drive, otherwise, well, formerly known as Roosevelt Avenue in the stadium community. That's the Stadium Community SDA Church, the Stadium Community SDA Church. Oh, yes, that church. So if you would like to take advantage of the free sewing classes, that's, I think, was there a number? I think so. Why am I not seeing it now? Right. Unless it's this one, which is 876-314-2821. So you can WhatsApp that number. 876-314-2821. All right. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Have you done your homework? No, not that one yet. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Here's a voice note. Let's play this for you.
Malcolm, good afternoon. I want to thank you again for this advertising, the sewing class. We got our first student on Monday from the advertisement. They heard it on the radio. But today I want to send greetings to my two teachers, Natalie Davis and Sheena Davis. They both are teachers, and we are so proud of them. And not only them, for all the teachers over Jamaica, especially those at Dunoon that taught my grandson, Dunoon Technical and Excelsior Primary. I thank them every day for being a teacher. You have a wonderful afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. You also is a teacher. You have taught me so much. When I have to miss your program, I am not so pleased, but I do have to miss it sometimes. Thank you again. God bless. Okay.
Thank you very much for your voice note. All the very best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Clearing more messages. This one from Spider. Spider says, here, Mr. Malcolm. Spider, here, Mr. Malcolm. Wonder where in the world is Wendy. Wendy was a gentleman who used to visit schools selling stuff back in the 70s, things that he used to make and buy. And I must tell you, Wendy used to give away more than he sold to the school children. He was truly loved by all of the kids. He visited schools like Greenwich All Age at Bumper Hall of Spanish Town Road. I would really like to know what happened to him, like if he is still around. Spider. So Spider is trying to find out if Wendy is still around. Wendy, who used to sell things at the school gates, especially at Greenwich All Age and Bumper Hall of Spanish Town Road. Is Wendy still around? That's the question. If you have the answer, please share. Thank you very much for your message. And hello to Wingy in Retreat, Brownstown, St. Anne. Thank you very much for your message, Wingy in Retreat, Brownstown, St. Anne. Good to have you on board. Both sides of the story here on Poro 106 FM. Let's see. More messages going down the line here. Let's go to YouTube, where Donovan says, good day, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers and to you, Mr. Malcolm. Continue the good work. Thank you, Donovan. Asha Ash says, hi, Dervan, tuning in from London, England. Welcome as usual, Asha Ash. CVAD official says, greetings, Mr. Malcolm. The Champions League never disappoints. Real Madrid 2, Man City 1. Aggregate 5-5. We now go to extra. Hashtag love this game. Hashtag COYG. Thank you very much for filling us in, CVAD, on what's been happening in Champions League action. Let's see. Now that you've broached the subject, let's see what's happening right now by way of updates. All right, taking a while. Certainly, here we go. So live, Benzema penalty gives Real Madrid lead in extra time against Man City. That's what the BBC is reporting right now. and we'll see how it all unfolds. In the meantime, let's keep it going here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Hi, Shanique Johnson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Teacher's Day. Good afternoon, Shanique Johnson. Thank you very much. And what's trending now on the BBC in terms of news? Russia launches major assault on Mariupol steelworks in Ukraine. And the trial of, there's a case in the court now, a domestic case. And it has to do with that actor Johnny Depp and his partner. So actress Amber Heard takes the stand in the defamation trial with her ex-husband Johnny Depp after describing the romance of their early relationship. She alleges abuse. So this domestic matter is being seen and heard all over the globe, as opposed to being resolved in a safe space, so to speak. It is what it is. So there is that. Also, EU proposes total ban on Russian oil imports. The EU has proposed some of its toughest measures yet against Russia, including a total ban on oil imports and sanctions on war crimes suspects. And you know what that means for the rest of us in the world, right? More problems, one way or another, which is why we have to return to ourselves, as the song says, return to innocence, return to ourselves, get our house in order. Let's get our house in order so that we can ride out the storms that are ahead, and even those that are hovering ominously right now. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Happy Teacher's Day to all dedicated teachers. Keep on doing what you do best. Thank you very much, Velta Wilson, for your message on Facebook Live. Thank you very much. And also in the mix, another development. There's the story of, I'm sorry, I think we started sharing this story earlier on and didn't get back to it. More sad news. Former Montego Bay Mayor Cecil Donaldson Sr. has died. Condolences. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. I remember the name. Former Mayor of Montego Bay, Cecil Donaldson Sr., has died. He passed away today. Donaldson was an instrumental figure in the development of Montego Bay. Condolences to the family members, friends, colleagues, neighbors, well-wishers of the late Cecil Donaldson Sr. So sorry to hear that. There's a story, there's a message that just popped up. George is telling us that the person who was asking about Wendy, who was that again? Somebody sent us a message. Let's see if it was Spider. Yes. So Spider, you wanted to know what became of Wendy, who used to be at the school gate and at Greenwich All Age and Bumper Hall of Spanish Town Road. Well, we have just received a message from George who says, yes, Wendy is still around. The lawyer who works at Love 101 talks to him all the time. And this is from George in Trelawney. Hope you got your answer. Spider, Wendy is still very much around.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Get high-quality blinds and beautiful windows, drapes, and wooden flooring from Sam the Blind Man, 40 Barnett Street, Montego Bay. The time by Sam the Blind Man is 4:15.
With almost 200 years of charting destinies, we are still relevant to 21st century needs. With strong leadership and teacher training, we influence careers outside the classroom. We are a Jamaican institutional treasure with an impact felt globally. We are the Jamaica University College. Call us or visit our website and discover your path to excellence. Apply today. The Jamaica University College, the classroom, and beyond.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
On Thursday, May 5, both sides of the story with host Dervan Malcolm hits the road again as we journey to St. Ann for a live broadcast from 2 to 5 p.m. at the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church as they celebrate 200 years of Christian witness. And they're launching a special project under the theme Building Resilient Youth that will present Jamaica's children with a documentary which takes a glimpse at the life of Marcus Garvey. This broadcast is brought to you by the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church, celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, in association with First Regional Cooperative Credit Union, where you get interest on your money and interest in you. Island Dairies Limited. Island Dairies is Jamaica's BEST best. Booth Petrol Station. We are boot to go at St. Anne's Bay Primary School, Garveyites. That's a live broadcast of both sides of the story from the St. Anne's Bay Library with the St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church celebrating 200 years of Christian witness, 2 to 5 p.m. here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
Your parents well, their children tell.
Que hora es en español? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h17. 现在几点了？4点17分。17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. June in Norway says, Happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers and yourself. Thank you, June in Norway, for your message on WhatsApp. Let's go to the text line. Michael says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Wishing you and all the retired and present teachers in St. Anne a happy Teachers' Day. I have a question for my teacher. When you greet someone and ask, how are you? And they respond only by asking, how are you? Is that a way of avoiding to say that all is not well with me? From Michael in St. Anne's Bay. Well, people are entitled to their own privacy in terms of determining how much they're going to divulge, how much they're going to say. And so that would be one way of reserving how one is really feeling or what is really happening on the one hand, as opposed to voicing it, because people are not going to tell everybody why they're not well or why they're not feeling well. So it's just one of those things, Michael, in St. Anne's Bay. It's one of those things. But if someone asks you, how are you? The appropriate response is, I'm fine, thanks. And you? I'm fine, thanks. And you? That's the appropriate response. But it does show a level of mindfulness as well when you are not too cold in how you greet or meet or engage in conversation someone, to the point where you just go straight to it, as opposed to how are you? You just say morning, so and so and so and so, as opposed to morning, how are you today? Very good. What I wanted to ask you was so and so and so and so, etc. Yes, whatever you do, do no harm. I think the doctors have that as part of their creed. Do no harm. So in terms of how we meet and greet people, how we relate to each other, let's try not to do any harm. Do no harm. Thank you for the message, Michael. In Belle Plaine, no, not Belle Plaine. This is Michael in St. Anne's Bay. Is that where we're going tomorrow, all things being well? Apparently so. St. Anne's Bay at the library tomorrow. Let's look forward to that. Thank you very much. And there's another one. Now, where did that one go? There's another message. Not seeing it right now. Oh, let's go. There's so many platforms we're monitoring at the same time. Sometimes we forget where we were in terms of reading messages. All right, so let's go to YouTube. Keats Sampson says the late Tony Lang was so correct when he said, we left it up in characterizing the disorder in Jamaica. I'm so fed up with the police and the municipal authority in St. James. Last week, the police carried out an operation in St. James and assured the public that they would be cracking down on illegal vending and disorder in Mobay. Well, we are back to the status quo. Illegal vending reigns supreme in Sam Sharp Square and on St. James Street. The illegal vending is even being allowed in front of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security in Sam Sharp Square. They have taken over pedestrian spaces and sidewalks. Anarchy, writes Keats Sampson. Well, we have one word for all of this: enforcement, enforcement, enforcement. And then, of course, you're going to have those who say, well, everybody knows the time hard and nothing now go on. So I can't just free up the thing and make the people them do them thing, because everybody knows that's how the thing set. We understand. It's not that we don't understand that these are tough times, but we also want to operate in such a way where we don't create harm for others in terms of how we set up our stalls, etc., in areas which were not designated as stall-bearing areas. And so what is needed perhaps is a coming together of the vendors and the municipal corporation. I'm sure they have met quite a few times over the years, but to try and identify particular areas. There are some, and this doesn't work so well in Jamaica, but there are some streets, some areas that we really should pedestrianize, meaning no vehicles, no motor vehicles in those areas, just people traffic. So there's a lot of work. Not sure what will happen coming out of the establishment. I don't know if work has started yet on the bypass, the Montego Bay bypass. But certainly due consideration should be given to the aesthetics of the space and a greater level of involvement of the vendors themselves, with the hope that they will buy into the vision of a better managed municipality, a better managed municipality. Kevin Dunk says the ideology of civil trained conformity is not such a bad thing. The Chinese do it very well. Thank you very much for your message, Kevin Dunk, on YouTube, and all the others who are messaging us on YouTube. The text line once again, 876-365-3346, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Man City trail Real Madrid with 10 minutes left of extra time in Champions League semi-final. That's the latest. Real Madrid 3, Man City 1. The goal scorers for Real Madrid, Rodrigo in the 90th minute, and in the first minute of extra time, and Benzema in the 95th minute. So the aggregate, Mahrez in the 73rd for Man City. And the clock is still ticking, or has it stopped? BBC had a live clock ticking here. 113 minutes. Is that the whistle? Is that the whistle? All right. We'll check back, but it's 3-1, Real Madrid 3, Man City 1, which is 6-5 on aggregate. And this is the second leg of the Champions League semifinals. All right, let's see how that all goes. Let's leave that there for the time being. But we're grateful for the update as well, because we recognize that the followership in this country when it comes on to football is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But so it is. Cherry Henry says, hi, Mr. Dervan. I'm going to miss seeing you in St. Anne's Bay tomorrow. And I was down there last Thursday at the library. All right. Well, at least you have prepared us for not seeing you, all things being well, tomorrow at the library in St. Anne's Bay. Thank you very much for your message. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Here's a bit of information. There's a lecture coming up. It's called the Portia Simpson Miller Distinguished Lecture. And the information, just waiting on it to load. The Institute for Gender and Development Studies Regional Coordinating Office, in collaboration with the Portia Simpson Miller Foundation, is inviting all of us to tune in for the live broadcast of the Portia Simpson Miller Distinguished Lecture on May 12, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. That's next week. Next week, Thursday. Next week, Thursday, the 12th of May. And that will be at 6:30 in the evening. You can tune in via UWITV, that's uwitv.org, and UETV on Facebook as well to learn more about this Portia Simpson Miller Distinguished Lecture. Let's see how that goes. Here's another message coming in. Oh, let's take the break first and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Thinking about college? Why not consider a degree at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education CASE? For affordable tuition and dedicated faculty, make it a great place to pursue one of our 20 programs. Come join us in picturesque Portland. Visit www.case.edu.jm or call us at 993-5377 to see how we can meet your education needs.
Sipa Copper.
Sipa Copper?
Yes, Sipa Copper.
Sipa Copper what?
Sipa Copper Ital Jamaican Moringa tea bags.
Sipa Copper Moringa, turmeric, vervine, neem, and guinea hen wheat tea bags today. Sipa Copper tea is available in supermarkets island-wide. So Sipa Copper today. You'll be happy you did. Distributed by Caramed Group Limited.
Mama, where would I be, Lord?
Send mom your love this Mother's Day with a 20% discount on One Spot Media's 12-month subscription plan. Get access to 10 of Jamaica's best TV and radio stations, unrestricted access to our video on-demand catalog, and watch up to 3 screens at the same time using a laptop, phone, or tablet. Simply log into onespotmedia.com, select the pricing page, and purchase the 12-month plan. Offer ends May 16th.
Spellers, get ready! The Guinness Children's Own Spelling Bee virtual competition is almost here. Sign up now to participate in this exciting competition for prizes and more. Don't miss out on our exciting Spelling Bee Parish Finals starting on May 9th. Visit go-jamaica.com/spellingbee-finals/ to sign up or email us at spellingbee@rgrgreener.com for a chance to become the parish champion. Register now.
Will slowly go by and feed them on your dreams.
Que hora es en español? Son las 5:28. Que la retire en français, les 5h-28. 现在地点了5点cha Archer ba fen. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. Here's another message in relation to who we're now learning is actually Windy and not Wendy, who used to sell outside the gates of Greenwich, All Age, and Bumper All, and so on and so forth. So here's a message saying, Hola, Dervan. The gentleman is Windy, not Wendy. He can be contacted through Mr. Bongo Jerry Small, who works at Best 100 FM radio. He's on air Monday to Thursday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. His program is called Straight Up. So over to Spider, who wanted to find out what happened to Windy. Well, Windy is alive and well. And apparently, if you need to reach Windy, you can go through Mr. Bongo Jerry Small, who works at Best 100 FM radio, who is on air Monday to Thursday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on his program, Straight Up. Hope you got that, Spider. Thank you very much for your message. And there are other messages coming in, but they're unrelated. There's some encouraging news here, though, and would love to hear more and would love to follow up. United States government and Jamaica collaborate for resilient and widespread high-speed internet deployment. The headline once again, and this is from the Embassy of the United States of America. United States government and Jamaica collaborate for resilient and widespread high-speed internet deployment. Experts from the U.S. Department of Commerce's Commercial Law Development Program, CLDP, partnered with the Spectrum Management Authority and other technology agencies within the government of Jamaica to expand and expedite high-speed broadband internet to underserved communities in the country. Hurry up, as we say in Jamaican parlance, and we're not being disrespectful. We're just saying, please hurry and get this system up and running, because our people have been complaining about the weakness of the internet service in so many areas. And we are told Spectrum Management Authority has been working closely with the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology and other stakeholders to develop strategic protocols to address Jamaica's connectivity needs and plan for future innovations. Recent milestones include the 700 megahertz tender, whereby the winning bidder will be obliged to invest more than 2.25 billion Jamaican dollars, that's 14.75 million US dollars, in building out their 4G network infrastructure, a landmark development which has served to increase competition in the Jamaican mobile market, bring coverage to underserved areas, and generate revenue for the Treasury. The National Broadband Connectivity Plan, implemented by MSET in consultation with the Office of the Prime Minister in response to the coronavirus pandemic, educational content for more than a restricted at home for an extended period, while simultaneously providing broadband connectivity to health centers and hospitals across the country. The ministry is coordinating this initiative in collaboration with Spectrum Management Authority, private telecommunications network operators, cable television operators, broadcasters, eGov Jamaica Limited, and the National Works Agency. And this week's engagements are expected to assist Jamaican officials in their continued efforts to improve island-wide connectivity and encourage the private sector to build a more resilient and robust communications network, which is paramount to economic development and public safety. So there's a lot going on here between the United States government and the Jamaican government. We trust that it will all inure to the benefit of the people of Jamaica. Natalie Winter in Washington Gardens on YouTube says, "Hi, Dervan. Big up, Dervan, and listening public." Kevin Dunk is asking, isn't there a Jamaican SSP in charge of Sam Sharp Square to address Keith Sampson's concern? Who conducting such SSP performance review? Good question. Who's responsible for policing the city of Montego Bay? Is it a particular unit, a particular station? Yeah, pertinent questions there, Kevin Dunk. Thank you very much for raising the matter. All the best to you. There's some other messages coming through. Not sure why we're not seeing them here. Let's go back to this. See if we can bring up the other messages. Winsome Herridge says, "Hi again, Uncle Dervan. Could you please convey Teachers' Day greetings to all teachers who are tuned in, and also the teachers of Jubilee Town Basic, Jubilee Town Primary, and Charlemont High, coming from Kada Lee and Mom, Miss Winsome Hetridge. Thank you lots. Thank you very much for your message, and all the very best. Thank you. Here's another one. Mr. Dervan, the early writer was right, asking if Lisa Hanna is now the opposition leader. It might not be a genuine question, but sure, he has that aspiration and is patiently waiting. Is it he or she? Did you mean she? She has that aspiration and is patiently waiting, like the many, many Jamaicans of us. All right. Thank you very much for your message on WhatsApp. Thank you. The numbers to call 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us on WhatsApp as well. Ambleton Ray says, yes, brother man Dervan, hurry up indeed, in reference to high-speed internet becoming second nature here in Jamaica. And Ambleton Ray says, I think there are no traffic streets. There are no traffic streets in some places in downtown Kingston. Really? Where are those streets? I was in downtown Kingston a few hours ago, and the usual, people are everywhere. All over the sidewalks, and the facade of the various businesses taken over by private individuals who just decide to hitch their wagon and are doing it and have been doing it for some time now. But it makes policing in the area so difficult. There was something else that we saw earlier on. Here we go. There was a string of tweets in reference to the Court of Appeal. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says there is some improvement in the time taken to deliver court judgments, as the records show that judgments were delivered for 268 cases over the period April 2021 to March 2022. Also, courts are on course to becoming current in terms of the delivery of judgments. This means that there should be no outstanding simple judgments for more than 3 months, and there should be no outstanding judgments for complex matters for more than 6 months. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck reports that on average, it now takes 20 months to dispose of divorce petitions, which is 6 months better than the average 3 years ago. And in some instances, divorce petitions were granted within 16 weeks. So those are just some of the items the Gleaner has selected from the presentation in Parliament. What was that? That's the sectoral debate, right? The sectoral debate in Parliament. And we've already told you that the Maldives, that's the name of a country, the Maldives has announced its support without hesitation for Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith's bid for Commonwealth Secretary General, the first public endorsement of the Jamaican who is seeking to unseat the incumbent Baroness Patricia Scotland. All right, so for the other stories, please listen out. Please listen out on at 5 o'clock for the other stories. But that's where it's at right now. Thank you very much. And if you haven't had the chance to check the figures in terms of the foreign exchange rate, the US is going for 155.70 Jamaican. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Who says an excellent medical education has to be expensive?
The Caribbean School of Medical Sciences Jamaica offers quality training through our affordable pre-med and Doctor of Medicine programs. Our aim is to develop a quality workforce of professionals. We offer excellent facilities, experienced lecturers, and hands-on learning. Plus, scholarships are now available. Secure the career of your dreams by applying today. Visit us at 77 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8, or send us an email at info@csmsj.edu.jm. Caribbean School of Medical Sciences Jamaica, your first stop to success in medicine and health sciences.
I am a success story.
The Manning College St. Mary campus, your opportunity for success, offers associate and bachelor's degree in business studies, social work, early childhood education, bachelor's in education and primary education, postgraduate diploma in teaching. Port Maria St. Mary, telephone 9925714, or visit your website www.maningcollege.edu.jm. Apply now.
Your taxes hold the key.
Tax Administration Jamaica presents Make We Talk Tax, Wednesdays at 3:15 p.m. on both sides of the story, a program that educates and informs taxpayers of the various payment options and services available at Tax Administration Jamaica and the ease of doing business. Make We Talk Tax is a production of Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Stories from Jamaica and across the world, keeping you informed on the issues of the day and more. It's Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm, weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Learn interesting facts and trivia. Participate in lively discussions on affairs locally and internationally. Hear the stories of business, philanthropy, and more from Jamaicans at home and abroad on Both Sides of the Story. Come tell your side of the story. Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm, on a mission to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Weekdays 2 to 5 p.m. Live on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
The one make it. The one you know.
Que hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 13. 现在地点了5点加13分. 13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Here's a message. Good afternoon, sir. Please keep up the good work. Thank you very much for the message. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nardia. Thank you for your message. We missed a call from Steve in Toronto, Canada. You feel free to call back if you wish, Steve, in Toronto, Canada. And some more coming up right here. Let's see. Keats Sampson says, Kevin Dunk, I appreciate your question, but as I said, the police assured us that they would be cracking down on illegal vending in Mobay, but it seems that they're not serious, and this is not just a Mobe issue. Ever so often, the police say they will be taking a zero tolerance attitude to illegal vending in several towns in Jamaica, but they do the zero tolerance thing for 2 days, etc., but it's not sustained. The police are part of the problem. They lack the discipline to stick to a zero tolerance plan. Thank you, Keats Sampson, for your message on YouTube. Here's Steve in Toronto, Canada. Good afternoon, Steve.
Good afternoon to your listeners too. How are you guys doing today?
We're fine, thanks. And you?
I'm very well, thank you. I heard the story that you read with regards to the high-speed internet, and my mind went back to the company that was in the association with Huawei that was also offering to do 5G internet, and the U.S. Embassy had some concerns.
I remember that development, and it seems America has won in this case over China.
Yes.
Because remember they,
Mm-hmm. Really interesting, eh?
Yep.
One of the things that is of concern to me, though, in the recent report with the policeman who passed away who met in an accident on the toll road, and condolences to his family and friends. I am a bit disheartened, though, Dervan, as to the length of time that it took the police to emergency services, to be more precise, to locate him.
Did you before you go any further? Have you heard from the commissioner of police?
Yes, I did.
You heard him outline in a detailed way the timeline.
Yes.
And that doesn't change your position?
No. So let me just make the point. I'm not talking from the pickup to when they pick him up and took him to the hospital. I'm more concerned as to the length of time that it took for them to reach when on the first call the first time that they called, it took quite a few minutes, based on my recollection, to initiate the service, to get the service going, which was almost 20 minutes apart.
But I heard him talking in seconds.
No, I'm not talking about what happened on the highway, Dervan.
Okay.
I'm talking about when the call was made to the police, when the person heard that there was an accident, when the friend called and the female occupant answered the phone and there was an accident, then that person hung up and called the police, and then the police called the car. But from there, and then what transpired from that initial call to them reaching him, to them locating him, was almost 50 minutes. And that's where my concern is, because and again, if there wasn't a call if there wasn't that initial call, then they probably wouldn't even have been aware that, or would have taken much longer for them to have been aware that there was an accident, and then how long it took for them to locate where the accident was. My suggestion where that is concerned is for them to install CCTV or more CCTV along the highway, so that they can easily check the stretch of the highway, and more so to have it monitored, so that they can see what is happening. If there is an accident, they can easily locate. So if they had a receiver, let's say when they receive a call, they could have easily checked the CCTV, and within 5 minutes, they were, or even less, they would have known that, okay, this is where the accident is, and also they would have known which side to enter the highway from, because apparently they entered the highway from one side, which was the wrong side, and then they had to go back around to the other side to get on there. I found that to be very inefficient, and I think that they can do a lot to tighten that up. My other area of concern to Dervan is the fact that we keep transporting people in the back of a pickup truck. Sick people or people committing an accident. In this day and age, I can't understand why. They would have gone there knowing that there was an accident. Why wasn't there an ambulance traveling with them to retrieve the injured person? Because they're, as you can appreciate, the pickup trucks are not built and doesn't have the necessary absorbance plus medical services to tender to someone who is sick, and life-saving treatment could have been performed in an ambulance where it could not be performed.
Yes, what we're missing is an established, well-resourced emergency medical service.
Yes.
That's what we're missing. I know that Dr. Hezidine, goodness, his surname is escaping me now. But he's a fire chief in Virginia. Although I think he is retiring or has retired, I'm not sure. Dr. Hezidine Smith, he has been very helpful in support of the fire service in Jamaica and also the emergency medical service. It's not where it needs to be. They have a little thing going, and with more support and funding going forward, surely we can do much better than we're doing now.
I'm surprised though, Dervan, that the conversation hasn't reached to that point though, is because we're still transferring people like hog on goat. And I'm surprised that even with all of this, the conversation that has been taking place, no one has even asked, okay, so there wasn't even one ambulance down that side that could have gone onto the scene.
Yeah, well, the last time we invested in ambulances, as I remember it, was for the 2007 Cricket World Cup. I think there were some 20-odd ambulances for along those lines.
You know what you're telling me though? When we have foreigners come in, we invest in certain things, and then those things are not good for our own people.
Yeah, there's a problem of maintenance, without a doubt. There's a problem of consistency in the delivery.
It's not even maintenance. It's not even maintenance in my mind. It's the importance and the need for us to treat our people with a certain level of dignity and respect. Why should we be throwing down an individual in the back of a van?
Yeah, but you still need, which is why you need the maintenance. With proper maintenance, it means you will always have a fleet. If you don't properly maintain the units, then we won't be able to find any units to go and pick up anybody.
Dervan, I say that until politicians are being treated as the normal Jamaican, the average Jamaicans, that is when we'll see changes in a lot of things, right? Until that time, because that at this day and age, not even one ambulance could have shown up on that scene to help. That don't make any sense, Dervan. Anyway, I thank you for giving me the time to express that. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks for the call. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Dervan.
Good. And thanks once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Wednesday, the 4th of May, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5, live from the St. Anne Parish Library, as I understand it. There's a lot to celebrate, and we're looking forward to it. The St. Anne's Bay Methodist Church there's just so much happening, and we're looking forward. So the Methodist Church celebrating 200 years, St. Anne's Bay Methodist, 200. And there's a lot coming along with that. Tomorrow, 2 to 5, St. Anne's Bay Parish Library. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM.